Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. The family behind Lumbablu. They are from Newport, also from Oregon City at one point before you moved over there, which I'm a little bit behind. But we've got Lane, Gail, and Tom.
Morning.
Dad, Mom, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And son. Here in the studio, they've come up with some really ingenious products. I know I kind of teed this up a little bit ago already, that we've seen things similar, but y'all know how we love overbuilt, right? Overkill. How we like to have something that ain't gonna break, okay? We introduced you to the SSC rod racks a decade ago, it seems like. Unbreakable rod racks, one of the best. Is the best. They tried to copy it, but it's impossible. This is all standalone. I've never seen it before, and from what I understand, Lane, this was kind of your brainchild a little bit when this got started. First things first, how long have you been making them, and why did you start making these crab decks, right? And that's what initially started this. What kind of started all this for you and your family?
5 years ago, so we've been fishing forever.
Sure.
5 years ago, we got a brand new boat, and we didn't want to scratch it.
Of course, absolutely.
We're crabbers, we're always out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Didn't want to scratch it. Kind of got tired of bending over when you bring the pot in, seaweed everywhere. So 5 years ago, I made my first one out of like a laminated plywood covered in fiberglass from a scrap shower.
Sure, okay. Whatever it takes, ingenuity, right?
Cut some pool noodles, shoved it underneath, set it on the gunnel. Was just for personal use. Boats started coming over out on the bay, and we went up in Washington. Boats were coming over like, hey, where'd you get that? Where can I get that? So it just kind of was like, all right, let's start making them and try to make them better. So
you can't see it here on, I mean, it's not smell-o-vision, right? You can't reach through and touch this thing. I have never seen one made like this before. Young, strong man, pick that up for us, please.
Yeah.
This is very, very heavy. To the point to where you're going to go, man, this is overkill. But it isn't. You all know when you're out on the water, doesn't matter if you're crabbing, fishing, whatever it is, you can't have stuff on your boat accessories that are made too well, right? Typically, it's a product that is made not well enough and then snaps on you. This ain't going to snap. Now, underneath here, this is just a representation of a boat, right? Now, the actual product, this particular crab deck attaches to a Scotty downrigger base, right?
Yep.
And then over here on the side is another connection point. This would represent your rail on whatever style of boat that you happen to have, okay? So there's multiple different versions that, okay, you can set that down.
Yeah.
I know that it's heavy. Probably not heavy for him, but for me, it certainly was. You've got another version back here. And Gail, you can just stand right where you're at. It's just got a lip on it, okay? So it's a little bit different than this one. It's got no lip on it where you can get that crab trap on there and it'll slide around and you can kind of just manipulate it, especially if you have a bigger one like what you guys like to fish with. This one might be more suited for someone that's got the smaller standard size traps. Tom, how have you found this to help you out when you're out there? Because you're the dad. You got a lot going on. You're running the boat. You're trying to keep everybody under control. Where are the traps at? Where's everything at? How does this help you be more efficient when you're out there chasing crab around, especially with these particular products before we get to this one?
Well, we use our crab dabbit and they can just lift it up out of the water and set it on the side. Okay. Not having to bring it all the way in the boat. Bring all see if there's any seaweed with it or anything. Yeah. Keeps all the stuff, the trash out, and much more efficient emptying the crab out, the ones we can't keep.
Sure. Don't ask me how I know this, but it's easy for small crab that you don't get to keep, don't want in your boat, to ultimately find some nook and cranny that you didn't know was there because it was on the floor and it scurried off to the side.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, don't ask me how I know that because it's expensive. Trust me, it's expensive. But Gail, your son, very innovative, right? Now this is some products that I know that you'd mentioned one of your favorite things was you just don't have to bend down and deal with all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have a 4-door crab pot. I can't hardly get it in up and over, but with this on the gunnel of the boat, I don't have to bend over all day. Can swing it around, set the pot down, throw the crab out, rebait, throw it back in.
And you can do that on your own with this accessory?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
All day long.
Without beating up your boat.
Yes.
Okay? Which these boats these days, as you all are very well aware, if you buy a new boat, they're extremely expensive now. And they always were, but especially these days. You don't want to beat it up, right? And these are just ways that you can keep your boat as nice as possible. And you kind of strike me as that kind of family. You want to keep your stuff nice.
We do.
So you have crab decks, God, I hope that wasn't me, Alan. 11 got bound up there, buddy. Crab deck originally designed for putting a trap on it, but you can obviously use it for a number of different things. Cleaning fish, prepping bait, whatever it might be. But I know that a lot of people are gonna be going, well, how do I mount it to my boat, right? And you've come up with a way that you can mount it to every boat. He's actually got it all broken down into different dimensions. You have that technology, that information. But there's also boats a lot like mine that are 100% custom, where one boat might have a different rail than, say, the boat that gets produced right behind it, right? Fully custom boats are that way. That has to be a challenge for you. How do you overcome that when somebody calls and says, okay, I want one of these, but my boat's a little bit different? Is it an easy project or process to do that? How do you go about it?
Yeah, it's fairly easy. So if someone comes to us and sends us a boat that we haven't done, we don't have it in our log. We just, we have measurement sheets that we will specifically make for their boat.
Okay.
Because we know most boats out there. So we'll specifically make a measurement sheet, probably around 3 measurements, super easy. We'll send it to them, they fill out the 3 measurements, send it back, we build it to that measurement, and then it fits right when they get it.
I would assume, and I've got to cut through break everyone, but I would assume, even in that process, if there is some sort of variant in there that isn't exact, you back that up.
Oh, 100%.
Family-owned business from Newport, okay? It's just a really cool story, a product that I know that every one of you that loves to go crabbing, even if you don't, how this could be just a super cool option to have on the side of your sled, side of your big boat, windshield boat, offshore boat, whatever it is. Glass boats too, big boats, kind of, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just one of those things that once you have it, and you can stand on it.
Yep.
He says that he can stand. How much do you weigh? What, $150?
190.
Yeah, I was giving him a hard time. How skinny you? You can stand on this thing. And the way that it's built and attached, maybe Tom, you mentioned this prior to the show starting, it's not just screwed down. It's actually made in a way that's not going to come apart. We'll be back in just a couple minutes and learn more about Lumbablu. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive new Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.